I just appreciate some widescreen every single time I look at this.
Yes, even I own a swimsuit.
So Kyoma's just been doing a lot of jizzing lately, right? For all these Cleos.
Yeah. So reminder that Gala Cleo was like only a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah, people are not happy about this one.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, hey, if she just came out as a Gala, there's no way she'd be a Summer too, right?
Yeah, first she becomes the most overpowered unit in the game, and now she becomes the unit with the most ults.
Wait, big booby girls now. Actually, I don't even remember what she was before.
She was a fire healer.
Okay, so she remains a healer. I'm not wrong. Okay. Wait, how can Luca make it? Where's Euden? Please tell me Euden makes it.
No, Euden does not make it.
What? How? You go through the other two guys? What?
They cooked Euden again.
Wait, wasn't Siren already here last?
Yeah. But now she's here again.
Why?
Yeah, this banner is interesting. I'll say that much.
Do people like Siren that much?
This banner's just this entire two-part event is just focusing on Siren.
Yeah, that's
it. It'd be a good idea to make two of her.
Okay. I guess she's pretty cute. I'm not really into idol girls though. Except for Nico. Alright, starts on 12. Oh, it's starting now.
Yep.
Alright, let's go over that. Alright. So real quick, is there an event or something going on?
Yes, there's a facility event that's the continuation of the raid event.
Oh.
This one's a little bit different in that it buffs bow and daggers instead of a specific element. So.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mixing it up.
So, so it's saying use Cleo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, great. Okay. So I do think Cleo's pretty cute. This feels a bit weird with her though.
I got robbed.
She looks really lolly-like now.
Huh.
Yeah, she sort of does.
Yeah.
They really took away everything that made her body look like bigger.
She looks super thick, is what I remember her normal form looking. So this is kind of weird.
No, she just looks super thin.
Yeah. How's that make you guys feel? Like, she goes from a thick lolly to a thin lolly. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Kion was probably loving it.
All right, so this is a light archer, aka. Wait, why would I use Summer Cleo over Luca? Luca's the best. I'm kidding. All right, but okay, sure.
Just use Elias forehead.
Oh God.
I tried for a long time, and you guys were upset at me for doing that. All right, Parasol Shot deals light damage to 2 and inflicts paralysis to the target and nearby enemies. That's pretty good. Fires extra shots equal to the number of buffs the user has. What? A maximum of 4 additional shots can be fired.
It's basically just a light version of Cerise's skill 1 in a lot of ways. It has kind of like the same gimmick. I'm not sure if it's going to do the same damage as Cerise's skill 1. If it does, then Cleo will actually be pretty good. But judging from the video, it doesn't seem as crazy. I could be wrong on that because I didn't do the math this time because lazy.
Last time you said you would do the math from now on. You changed your mind within one video.
Cleo made me salty, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, fine. Huh. I don't know. I don't know how that scales.
I'll just bring up I'll bring up Cerise's for a comparison if you want to real quickly.
Sure.
Well, I'll just check the bot. Okay, there we go. So the way it works is, well, Cerise's gives a maximum of 7 additional shots instead of 4, so that's already a point in Cerise's favor. But the main shot, like the shot that always comes regardless of buffs, has a damage modifier of 949%, and each additional shot adds an extra 95%. So at max buffs, you can actually almost double her damage output, which is kind of crazy.
Okay.
Cleo only gets 4 buffs though, so
I don't think Cleo's reaching that though.
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense.
I don't think Cleo's reaching that.
Okay. Huh. So like Cerise Light, but literally light version.
Yeah.
Okay. Now watch people get upset at you in the video comments later on.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I have other reasons to believe that Cleo might not be as good too, but we'll get to those when we talk about ability.
Alright, Tropical Breeze. For 10 seconds, increases a user and nearby ally strength by 5%, critical rate by 3%, and skill damage by 10%, and skill gauge fill rate by 10%. So this gives her a bunch of buffs, which goes into her first ability.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Like, numerically, I'm pretty sure just like a flat 15% strength buff would give her more, but the fact that it's multiple different buffs does definitely give an extra point in your favor for buffing your skill one. So overall, it's a decent skill. Nothing really to complain about.
She doesn't seem very complex. It's pretty simple so far. Use Choco Breeze. Then start firing parasol shots.
I think that's how you can sum up most of this banner.
Dang.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
And actually, we'll get to abilities right now. So
Yep.
her first ability is paralysis equals skill haste plus 10%, which is self-explanatory. She inflicts paralysis and her skill haste goes up. And her second ability is curse res plus 100%, also pretty self-explanatory. And her third ability is paralyzed punisher plus 30%, which also self-explanatory. Deal 30% extra damage to enemies that are paralyzed. So obviously the gimmick here is that she inflicts paralysis with her skill 1, and she gets a lot of buffs off of that. The only problem is that, and this is a problem true with all characters that are heavily based around affliction. This isn't just a Cleo specific problem, but unfortunately she suffers the same fate. When you inflict a boss with an affliction of any kind, doesn't matter what, they build up resistance each time you use it, and eventually they will become immune. Usually you can only inflict a status 1 to 3 times on a boss, which means that as soon as Cleo gets her 3 paralysis off, she just loses both of her abilities, and she can't really... That's going to be really punishing for her. They did say that they were gonna fix afflictions and increase the amount of times you can actually afflict a boss, but they haven't done that yet. Well, they tried, but it resulted in kind of a really stupid game-breaking bug, so they're still working on it. So as of right now, the paralysis, like the fact that she's so heavily reliant on paralysis means that she's probably going to be kind of lackluster as kind of like a general rule of thumb. Characters that are heavily reliant on affliction just don't do that well because of the building resistance. So that's why I'm not really confident in Cleo being that amazing, because yeah, too heavily reliant on paralysis.
Right.
That being said, if they do fix afflictions and make it so she can paralyze the boss more than 3 times, she'll be in a much better position. I don't think it's enough to make her like the god of light, like Albert, for example, but it would definitely be a huge buff for her if they were to actually fix it.
Okay, great. Go ahead.
Not to mention that some bosses just outright just are immune to paralysis, so that just cuts off a couple bosses right there.
Okay, so Kyoma knows all this, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Sure does.
Great. So to sum it up, she likes crippling people, then beating up cripples, and she gets more powerful as she beats up cripples.
Yeah.
All right. Why did you just say so? All right, we're moving on to the next one. I didn't think Cleo was that kind of girl. As a healer, it should be the other way around. All right. Man, she's thick. Well, she was always gave the inclination that she's thick, but now that she's in a swimsuit, she's really thick.
Yep.
It seems to me like most adventurers in this game are thick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the artist really likes making them thick.
Alright, skill 1, Everlasting Summer. Restores HP to allies and removes blindness. That continues healing over the next 15 seconds. That's really simple.
Yep.
And very specific, blindness. How often does that happen?
I think
Usually all healers cleanse a certain status condition. Like Lowen cleanses, which is Bog. Eileen cleanses, Freeze. Daniel cleanses Burn, etc.
But I mean, how often does blindness happen?
she's the first one to cleanse blind.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Who inflicts blindness?
In terms of enemies, the Light IO boss and Void John. Those are the only ones that are even worth talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And skills. Wait, we're already at skills? Okay. Moment of Passion. Grants all teammates a buff which restores their HP by 5% of damage inflicted for 30 seconds. Oh, that's pretty good. That's like life leeching. When Everlasting Summer is not available for use, the gauge for this skill will fill gradually. Abilities that increase skill gauge will fill rate will not affect the skill. Wait a second. This is...
Yeah, it's actually... Actually, we'll talk about abilities first. So her
Okay.
first ability is full HP equals healing plus 20%, so she heals more. Her second ability is blindness res plus 100%, which is obvious because she cures blindness. And her third ability is recovery potency plus 30%, so she heals more again. Her entire kit is just heal more. That's it.
Yeah.
That's... Okay.
She's very straightforward. Here's
Yes.
the kind of weird thing about her. Like, her kit is good from, like, if you just look at it at face value, her kit is amazing. She has the highest healing output in the entire game by a pretty significant margin. And her skill 2 is also just really nice. It adds a nice little buffer. Actually, all of her skills, they're just nice. They just have really crazy healing. The only problem is that, two problems. One, blindness just isn't much of a problem in the current meta. Like, the strongest blind inflicting boss is Jean, and you don't need blind res to fight her. You don't even need blind cleanse to fight her. She's very
it goes
easy.
away in like a couple seconds.
Yeah, it goes away in a couple seconds. She's a very easy boss to beat. All her attacks are very easy to avoid. Just not really threatening enough to justify it. And the other one being Light IO, everyone just auto battles it anyway, and everyone has been auto battling it fine even without Verica. So it's in a really unfortunate position because with the way light content is right now, because light content has always been balanced around Cleo and Heinwald because they've been the two dark healers that have been around for so long. Since all light content is balanced around them, their healing is already more than enough to keep everyone topped off. So Verica's ridiculous healing just doesn't have much of a purpose right now, which is kind of sad. Because it is a good kit. She heals a lot, and it's crazy. It's just, right now, you don't need it. I would say she's definitely a character worth keeping an eye on, because in future light content, she could get very, very good. But as of right now, she just doesn't have much of a purpose. In every piece of light content right now, there's no reason to use her over Heinwald. Because Heinwald does more damage and heals more than enough anyway.
Alright. And then the non 5-star is Summer Luca. Light Axe. I am so
we actually
excited.
have Summer Luca's kit. It doesn't show in the trailer, but now
Okay, what is it?
banner's out.
Oh, we
So
do?
it's skill 1, floaty spin. It deals damage to enemies straight in a line. That's it. That's all it does. Skill 2, Summer Spirit. Increases the user's energy level by 1 stage and attack rate by 20% for 10 seconds. And yeah. So it's Lin Yu's attack speed buff and also gives him energy. That's it.
Okay.
As for abilities, he has 10% strength when his HP is 70% or above. He has curse immunity, and he has a 40% chance to gain an extra stack of energy whenever he were to gain 1. So, again, very straightforward. He's actually surprisingly good looking from this kit alone. He has Lin Yu's skill 2, which is actually ridiculous. One of the strongest self-buffing skills in the entire game. His abilities are very solid. There's not really much to complain about him.
Except that he's Luca, okay?
Except that he's Luca, yeah. But
Yeah.
everything about him is just solid. There's not really much else to say.
Alright, that's very interesting. Ooh, but those are 3 adventures. Wait, is he... Oh, I thought he was using 2 to attack, which is a skill.
Oh, actually, fun fact. At the end of that animation, he gets a little dizzy, as you can see,
Yeah.
of his skill 1.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All right. So what's so special about this siren against the other siren? And what does this have to do with Summer?
I don't know. It's this is just kind of her event, I guess.
This
Are
is
those-
the idol pop siren?
Are those goldfishes?
Yes.
What does goldfish
Oh, I
have to
would
do with
assume
Summer?
they're supposed to
The hell, I know.
Okay.
be. Yeah.
Sure, we'll go with it. She's cute at least. Alright, abilities. Light strength plus 40%. If user is tuned to light, increases strength by 40%. Pretty straightforward. Exhilaration.
And,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. Exhilaration. It's here's the thing about exhilaration. The problem, I like ideally you would want the use of skill to get more time out of your dragons to do more damage, but the problem is that light dragons have really awful damage on shapeshift for some reason. Like, for example, I'll just use Cupid as an example because he's the light dragon everyone uses. His damage on shapeshift is so bad that what people often do is they transform into Cupid, use his skill to buff crit rate for your entire party, and then they just get him killed immediately. Like, it's better to be in an adventurer form than it is in Cupid form. And the other light dragons really aren't any better. Gilgamesh does terrible damage on shapeshift. Takemi Kazuchi does okay damage, but no one uses him. Siren could be an exception to this rule, but if she's the only one that actually is useful on shapeshift, then I'm not entirely sure if exhilaration will be too crazy.
Okay.
So kind of a whatever ability.
That's disappointing. But
What's
alright.
not disappointing is the skill though. You can read it.
Yeah, I understand it, but if you're telling me there's no good light dragons to utilize it so far. Alright. Invigorating Harmony increases the entire team's strength and defense by 20% for 20 seconds, and increases their strength levels by 3 stages. It is possible to charge the skill's gauge by attacking and use it up twice during one shapeshift. Well, that's very specific. When an adventurer's energy level reaches level 5, they will become energized and their next attack or recovery skill will be upgraded. We know that at this point, using any applicable skill will reset that adventurer's energy level to 0.
So this is the first dragon ever that is able to use 2 skills in a single shapeshift. Not only that, but her skill is very powerful. It's a 20% strength buff for 20 seconds, which basically becomes a 40% strength buff because you could use 2 in such a short succession. And not only that, but it fully energizes your team because 2 uses is 3 energy stacks, which is a full energy, or well, 3 energy stacks per use. So yeah, this is pretty much Siren's saving grace. This skill is ridiculous, probably one of the strongest dragon skills in the entire game. I don't know if it's enough to make her better than Cupid, because Cupid just has a permanent plus 20% strength from his ability over Siren that's active at all times. But this makes for a very good case. This is the first light dragon we've had that actually might be a competitor for Cupid. I don't think she'll be better, but she's actually like usable compared to Cupid.
Yeah.
So pretty much entirely because of the skill, but yeah.
Okay, but it's just the same. It's the same dragon twice. That's what gets to me.
Yeah, I am in full agreement. The alts were kind of poorly chosen this man.
And her attack's kind of weird. She's just like shooting these light beams.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, this banner is sort of awkward.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what this has to do with Summer at this point. The adventurers I understand, but for her, I didn't really understand it last time either. But I guess Summer Idol, I don't know. I'm in the West.
I feel like Luca should have been the 5-star, not Cleo.
Honestly, I agree. But I also don't think Cleo should have had an alt on this banner at all, not gonna lie.
Is there a reason why Euden won't get an alt?
I don't really know.
I want to say because a gala is going to come along with Anniversary unless they delay it, which I don't think they. So my guess is that maybe the Anniversary gala will be Euden, but we'll have to see.
That'd make a lot of sense.
That would make a lot of sense, yeah. All right, this starts now basically, and it goes until the 20. It's just 10 days. So the most important
Also,
thing.
with the last summon of this event, or with this last banner, and which ends next reset, and the entirety of this banner, you get a free daily summon every day.
That's sick. Wait, yeah, okay, so that's just 10 summons. All right, cool. Oh wait, we should do ours after this. Anyways, but after that, your opinions on this banner is what I wanted to hear, and whether you'll pull or not. And
I'm skipping.
yeah,
There's my opinion.
I'm skipping. It's not a banner worth.
see, because they don't strike me as important, and the fact that they're not limited, then I have very little interest. I'll just wait and accidentally pull one or two, and I'll be fine with that.
Like, even if they were really, really good, I still wouldn't pull it just because I'm salty that it wasn't Karina. I'm going to be entirely honest. But
Okay,
the fact that they're not amazing is just more reinforcement for not wanting to pull. They're
Fair
not
enough.
necessary, and I already have Albert, so I'm more than fine on light. So there's not much of a reason for me to pull.
Yeah, personally, my light and dark teams are pretty stacked at this point, so I don't need anything to add to them. Though Luca would be nice. Luca looks pretty nice.
I don't think you have to worry about Luca. Good chance you'll accidentally pull him sometime.
Yeah, probably in the
Yeah.
free 10 or the 9 free summons.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's better to wait then.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna like attempt to pull for him.
All right. I'm gonna go through the download right now so we can do this poll. But personally, I feel the same thing, and I'm just gonna wait for anniversary. Anniversary's in October, right? October.
September.
September what?
September
20.
like 28th or something? 26th
Somewhere around.
something?
Yeah, 26th, I think.
Right around my birthday.
Okay. That's very.
Hey, that's nice.
Thanks, Nag.